Thank you very much, and good evening to everybody. It's really a pleasure to be here and share the discussion with all of you. A special thanks to Rami and the Juniper team for inviting me. We at Ericsson are excited to be part of this discussion today about how to make Digital India happen and what contribution we can give to the realization of this grand vision. I'm very new in India. This is my 5th week in the country. I just recently joined on 1st of September as the head of Ericsson in the region. And obviously I'm really learning as fast as I can. One of the things that emerges very clearly, I have to say, is the impressive vision that the Prime Minister has built around creating a digital India. And the more I learn, the more I see that it's a fantastic formula that is sticking to a country that is already showing enormous IT assets and competence that will definitely make a fundamental difference to the country. I have joined Ericsson in 2001, and before that I spent several years working on digital implementation projects as part of a company I was heading at the time in Italy. I have to say that when I look at the journey from the late 90s, when the internet exploded, we already saw the promise that digital services at the fingertips of every individual will create. But over the last few years, mobility, broadband and the cloud, IP broadband services available to every individual have really shown how much this can speed up. And the smartphone revolution is bringing the internet at the fingertips of billions of people in the world. The effects are very clear. This global digital platform that is developing over every day is creating incredible opportunities for innovation and is enabling new services that boost opportunities for both businesses and society. And this dynamic will become even more evident and be strengthened as more devices will be connected. We see that in the next few years, anything that could benefit from being connected will be connected. And this will create what in Ericsson we call the network society. The network society is the big vision against which Ericsson is building its future. We are investing heavily in R&D and building up service capabilities to help service providers and organizations to leverage the power of the networks to develop the network society. For the impact of the government, I guess that the vision that the government in India has built is enormously reflecting our visions as well and our aims. Think about the power that remote learning services can offer to the country in terms of developing education opportunities for broader portions of the population. Or remote medicine services can bring assistance, basic medical assistance to parts of the country that haven't got the opportunity today. And in general, remote sensoring and monitoring is going to benefit enormously society and new sectors like agriculture, transport, utilities, and create immense opportunities of development for the country. The network society, the availability of connectivity, broadband connectivity in every part of the country will create job opportunities where today jobs are not possible. And we have seen this very clearly in all other countries where the investments in digital infrastructure have created opportunities and helped the economy and the country to develop. When I think about this country, and I have to admit I'm new and fresh, the largest English-speaking, youngest country in the world, with probably the most formidable ICT talent that any other country in the world could imagine, makes India a place where I think the network society will not only be important for the country on its own, but also for what innovation in India can bring to other parts of the world. So I am really excited about being here and be part of all this. I guess what I think we can look at beyond technology, this will require strong focus on developing new policies to improve procedures and also relook at the leadership. and the culture that is needed to drive execution of this grand vision. This will have an impact for broader parts of the society, and service providers will also benefit because new emerging services will create opportunities for them to develop new services, starting from 4G bringing data connectivity to the largest part of the country, but also, in addition to that, growing opportunities brought to the market by Internet of Things applications, video, streaming services, new advanced enterprise services. Also, this will come with renewed change and transformation in the culture to be able to execute. When we look at technology, this enormous wave of change will have a big impact on the networks. The networks will be the engine enabling the realization of this vision. We will need intelligent 4G all IP networks to be able to enable this change. Not just focused on performance and speed, but also being able to adapt to the different emerging needs, the different use cases that will be enabled by these data networks. And when we think about how this will develop, we are really looking at developing completely new concept of network that are adaptive to the different use cases. From a mobility standpoint, that is the strength of what we do at Ericsson. We are thinking about developing more capable networks, looking at 5G that can sense and adapt to different types of usages. Imagine that in the future, we will have to be able to adjust the need for low power consumption networks to be able to have an effective monitoring of small signals and monitor fires in forests or detect poaching being executed in remote parts of the countries. And to be able to make these use cases possible, we will have to work with extremely low power, extremely intelligent networks that can sense when a device is going low in energy and reduce the amount of polling to make sure that you can work with sensors that are in remote parts of the country and that can only be visited and assisted every couple of years. The networks will have to be intelligent and sense when a device is going low in energy and reduce the type of service developed so that we can continue to use our services even when we are remotely connected. There will be latency sensitive applications like self-driving cars. Maybe not demanding enormous amount of bandwidth, but extremely sensitive to the speed of reaction. Imagine the scenario where obviously we have a large amount of traffic and a network that controls cars that are really self-driving. The network will have to be intelligent and constantly able to focus and deliver the right type of latency, or put the car back on manual mode and put control back on the driver. Or we will have massive amounts of data for bandwidth-hungry applications like video streaming, which actually will drive a lot of the development. So technology will be crucial, network technology, cloud technologies that will allow a faster development and a faster deployment of new services will be at the base of the implementation of Digital India. And I think these are all challenges that are at hand for a country that is so strong in capability and execution. From an Ericsson point of view, we have made already India the biggest employment country for the entire group. We employ today about 20,000 people that do not only focus on technology deployment, on a broader set of professional services. And I believe that in partnership with Juniper, we will make a major contribution to the implementation of Digital India. I look forward to discuss this further with all of you. And thank you very much.